All right, well, we're gonna go ahead. We will get started here. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to WolfQuest. It has been a bit. I took a couple months hiatus. I have been pretty busy over the summer with various traveling. I went to go see family. I went to go see some friends, and then I got sick. So I've been busy, but it is good to be back. We will be here for this week. However, we will be taking another quick break from the 12th through the 19th, and then we'll be back on the 26th, I think it is. It's in 3 weeks. I'm still a little bit busy, but hopefully after that, the rest of the summer will be calmer. Also, thank y'all for the hype train. We are at level 2, 50%. We've had, I think, like 5 different subs come in from after the break, so thank you to Genesee, Svardy, K. Joltix, Rainpath, and Violet Rose. Thank you guys for the resubs we have. Rain is up to 31 months, and Violet is up to 30 months, which is unreal to me. I can't believe I've been streaming this long. It does not feel like 30 months. Holy heck. And a lot has happened in that time. Also, we have have some exciting news here with WolfQuest. We are, of course, on Amethyst Mountain here, and that's a little bit unusual. That's not something that we were able to do in the past, but the update for this is now out, so we are now able to play in WolfQuest on Amethyst Mountain. We are playing with the West Dens configuration here. I just have to check one thing really quickly. All right, we're good. And we're gonna be playing on the West, which is the fact that we're playing on Amethyst Mountain and the fact that we're playing on West config is something that the subserver decided. I'm gonna start leaving some of those decisions up to the subserver, not all of them, but the ones that have to take place before I launch into the game. Now, as for where we go within this, let's just spend some time running around and uncovering dens, because I don't think anybody's been too familiar with where those dens are. But for stuff that has to be set up pre-game, like what map to use, what territory config to use, if you want in on those decisions, you can check in the subserver. That's open to all Twitch subscribers, YouTube channel members, and Patreon supporters. I'll be leaving that kind of decision up to the folks over there, just so that we can get that sorted out ahead of time. Who are Hurricane's parents? Hurricane is the daughter of Frodo and Pixis, so she is our second legacy, running alongside Peregrine and Remus's legacy, which is Ezra. So we're going to be switching back and forth between Hurricane and Ezra. I don't know if we're gonna start a third legacy. There was some discussion over that, but with the Yellowstone maps, we can move between them, so I don't... Oh, that's the map border. I don't think we're going to start a third legacy. I think we're just going to pick between the different Yellowstone maps. But if we start to get a lot more Yellowstone maps, like I know Towerfall is planned for some point in the future, if we start getting to that point, then we might launch in and do a third legacy. But we'll see. But for now, Ezra will be staying in Lost River because you can't transfer over mates between the Yellowstone maps and the Lost River map. Yeah, Pronghorn are here as well. We'll see if I can catch any. I make no promises. They are they are very challenging. They are meant to be challenging. Oh, it's 101 where you live in your fans and air conditioner are not working. No, that's not good. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's not good. Oh my gosh, we got a level 1 hype train emote. Congratulations, you guys. I think that's the farthest we've gotten the hype trains thus far, so thank you guys for that. Oh no, a bear punched your Iron Wolf in the face. Yeah, this is a record here. Thank you guys. All right, West Zone. Hurricane is age 4 right now, and Typhoon, I forgot, was older. He's age 6 right now, so that's interesting to note. Hurricane's done 2 litters. This will be a 3rd. Yes, indeed. All right, let's go over here. And yeah, we will be, she will be 5 this litter. Let's see. Yeah, we got emotes. Wild. As for games, what games I play or not are kind of challenging. Because I tend to stick pretty well within the animal and nature gaming niche. And so stuff that's outside of that is kind of iffier. Sometimes I still play stuff on the second channel, which will the plus channel. I mean, we have so many channels now too. We're back on the main channel slowly. Its videos are going to be a little bit sparse for a while because I didn't get a chance to build up quite as much as I was hoping. We have the second channel, the JayPlays 2 channel, is continuing on with stream archives, so we'll be finishing up posting the Ezra's Quest videos there, and then Hurricanes, this episode will go up there as well. The art channel is back. I'm trying to post more speed paints now with voiceover on that, and I do plan to return to the JayPlays Plus channel, which is more variety content. It's been a lot of Minecraft stuff. I do plan to go back to that. It's just been kind of a back burner in regards to I want to get the main channel rolling smoothly again first. So, but I don't know. That's not a game that I probably will end up playing. It's not something that I am super interested in. It's a little bit... I don't know too much about it, but some games are, I think, a little bit more... I tend to not play too much stuff that has darker concepts or more mature content. I don't know what its rating is, but it's a little bit on the darker side from what I know of it, so that's probably not something I'm gonna be in. Yeah. Again, it's something that's not, from what I know of it, it's not super family friendly. So, let's see. Yeah. But yeah, I've been trying to do voiceover on the art videos now, so there's a few of those up. There'll be more going up, hopefully weekly-ish, depending on how fast I produce art. I don't know. The way that I do art is so weird. Sometimes I can do a whole bunch of it, sometimes I really can't draw at all, and it's kind of just whatever the ADHD demands of me on a given day. It really just greatly depends. Let's Build a Zoo come back when. That is one that would be fun to revisit. I really love playing zoo builder games. They're challenging to record. And that's also why there's been such a delay even with the ARC episodes, as it kind of hit the point where there's a significant amount of stuff that needs to happen in between the episodes. And for as much as I've been struggling with that with ARC, which there will be an ARC episode coming out soon-ish, hopefully this week, but it's been a lot of editing. So edit-heavy series like that, unfortunately, zoo builders tend to fall in that category, and I don't stream frequently enough to get through them faster with streaming, so it's definitely a type of content that I'd like to bring back at some point, and I know that there's a portion of my community that is really, really passionate about that, and I love it. Like, I have a lot of fun with those games as well, so it's something that I would love to bring back, but it's posed a technical challenge to figure out how to make interesting content out of it. I wish there was something like replay mod-ish for Minecraft. I wish we had something like that for some of these zoo builder games, because I swear to goodness that would make it a lot easier to do some of this recording, but unfortunately there's not, and so that makes the time-lapsing and stuff a little bit challenging. Are we seeing pups this stream? Hopefully. Depends on how quickly we find dens and stuff. I'm kind of arbitrarily marking territory, by the way, because this is kind of just where it is, and where we can mark territory and where the dens-ish are. Oh yeah, Ko-fi is now linked up. I had completely forgotten about that. That's now linked up, where if you support on Ko-fi, that should pop up as well. I think we have that linked. What are Hurricane's stats? I don't know. +1 strength, -1 speed, but neutraled out with a perk, apparently. Well, pup names open this stream. No, we'll be doing that one next time. I don't think we're gonna have time to get through that today, so we'll probably be doing it next time, but hopefully we'll get to see the new wobbly pups as well, because we've really only seen those a little bit with Tempest, and they're really, really cute. Yeah, that's... The thing that's hard about YouTube, and this is something that I think I'm going to probably struggle with as long as I'm on this platform, at the end of the day, it's hard to both run the channel as a business and as, like, like there's a constant juggling act of I want to play content that I enjoy, and I do play content that I enjoy. I do play games that I enjoy. I like playing WolfQuest. However, not all games that I enjoy do well on the channel, and so then it kind of comes down to whether or not it's worth it to make content out of those games or just play them on my own. The Plus channel is kind of meant to be more independent of that. It's just taken a back burner at the moment because I haven't been doing stuff even on the main channel. I kind of took a longer break this year. It's been a little bit of a chaotic year, honestly. Not even entirely in a bad way. I've just been out doing a lot of stuff. I've been traveling a lot. I've been, like, you know, I have a lot of things that I always have to worry about taking care of out here now that I live halfway across the country from my family. There's a lot more things that you have to figure out how to do, and it's just kind of been an all-around a new experience. And it's a good experience. It's one that I'm glad that I'm having the chance to do and that I'm able to be here and be out on my own and be doing these things. But it's also a lot of changes and a lot of things to navigate. And I think, you know, it's been a good, healthy thing for me, I think. But it's been a learning experience as well. There's a lot that I've had to get used to. Are you gonna change your hex colors? Maybe. I don't know what I'd change them to. I got so used to what they are currently that it kind of would feel wrong. So maybe, but I don't know. I don't really have a good idea of what I would set them to at this point. I kind of fell in love with the default ones a little bit. Yeah, well, that's the other thing, too, is like, Let's Build a Zoo has an interesting progression system. Like, I like it, I understand why it's there, but it does take a little while to get into, like, the more interesting and varied, like, the more interesting and varied animals. You start out with some kind of, not that they're not fun, but they're a little bit mundane. They're not always the most interesting, to watch for content, I guess, which is fair enough. But and then I'm also super perfectionistic about how I tend to like that's the problem with those games, is that I really have to struggle to let things be a little bit imperfect. That's something that I've always kind of struggled with. Like I've had pretty bad gifted kid syndrome. To be honest, like, you know, I struggle a little bit with that and trying to be like, okay, you know, not everything has to look beautiful and amazing and great. Like, I want it to look good, but it doesn't have to be the absolute best that it ever can be at all times. Like, I can be okay. I'm having to learn to be okay with things being good, but I'm not good at doing that in those kinds of games. And that I think is why our Planet Zoo series ended up with me kind of rage quitting out of it. I mean, that was mostly scheduling, but there's some representativity in the fact that the last scene we had of it was me being really frustrated with the build. Like, I do love Planet Zoo. Why is the building system like that? I wish it was a little bit better in some ways. Because that was a very particular frustration. This is a cool den. Okay, can we talk about the Amethyst Mountain dens, though? Because, oh my goodness, like, this... I think I honestly love the Amethyst dens better than the Slough Creek ones. Like, I am such a sucker for the tree dens, and I talked about this a little bit in Tempest's video, but I remember, like, the old roleplay days when people used to pretend fallen trees were dens, and it's just got such a fun callback to that. It's even though we never had Amethyst dens before, it almost has an air of nostalgia about it, and it's just... I don't know, I love it. Let's see. Yeah, that's the other thing too. Rain made a very good point about the colors. Is right now they're set up pretty optimally for color blindness, and even just, you know, again, people are used to the way that they were. So, you know, for accessibility purposes, for people being able to track what's going on, it's a little bit easier to keep the colors what they are for recording. If you can find something fun that still works, maybe I'll change them, but, like, I think they switched over to the scheme that they have for a reason, so I think it's something I'll probably stick with unless I have a good reason to change it. That's another den. Yeah, you had trouble picking a den in Amethyst, you found a lot of cool ones. Right, they're all so cool. Are we gonna be doing cattails or Warrior Cat game related stuff? I kind of... I don't know. So like I'm weird in that I'm kind of on the fringes of the Warrior Cats fandom. Like I have read exactly one Warrior Cats book ever, but I picked up a lot of it through cultural osmosis. So I often will play the games a little bit, but at the same time I feel like I don't have a lot of the broader knowledge about it. That makes it harder for me to like really get into the Warrior Cats games. Like we played a little bit of Clan Gen for a while there, and I did enjoy it. But like the storytelling was a little bit too centered in warriors for me to navigate it well, I guess, is part of it. So I did enjoy it, but again, it was like, I felt like I felt a little out of my depth because I felt like I was trying to tell a story in a world that I didn't totally understand. I do very much want to go back to Cattails. I think with that one, like, I want to tell, like, I'm trying to find out what story I want to tell with that. I'm trying to get a good feel for it, because Dusty's story came very naturally to me, and Overcast's has been a little bit less so, which is why I kind of keep starting over and coming back to it as updates happen. And it's also been pretty early in, well, it has been earlier in production. For the game itself, so there's been a lot that is still getting added and still getting changed that sometimes it's a little bit easier to start fresh. So I do want to return to Cattails, but I also want to be more confident in the story that I'm telling with it, I guess. And it hasn't quite clicked for Overcast just yet. Maybe I need to do some playing on my own. I often like going into these games blind, but it might be one of those things where I need to kind of get a feel for the game a little bit outside of YouTube. I don't know. It's definitely something that I want to, but one of the things that is part of how I approach YouTube is I don't like telling stories that I'm not as connected to, or that I don't have a clear vision for, I guess. And so that sometimes while I hesitate on something is if I feel like I'm not, I'd rather tell fewer good stories than a bunch of subpar ones, I guess. And that's part of what I'm kind of trying to change about the way that I'm approaching my content now that I'm coming back to it is I felt like I was getting caught up in having too many stories, there was too much happening, and I felt like they were kind of starting to suffer in quality because of that, because it was not giving me the chance to connect with it as much, and I think it was kind of overwhelming people watching as well, for anyone who doesn't have a whole lot of free time to keep up with all those different stories. So I kind of want to mix my content a little bit differently in a way that's going to give people a chance to have better investment with those stories in the first place, including me. Like, I want to be able to tell a story that I am deeply invested in and connected to, that's coming from like the same place that the stories that I tell outside of gaming would come from for me, because I'm very much a storyteller at heart. And I just wasn't quite feeling that about a lot of what I was producing, which is part of why I took a break. I probably should read the Warriors series at some point, just with how much overlap there is between like the folks I hang out with, the folks who watch my videos, and the and the Warriors fandom. It definitely seems interesting and an extensive world, but it is a bit of a commitment to get into just because of how extensive it is. Where in the heck is this den? It's around here somewhere. Anyway, I hope you guys don't mind that this has been a little bit more of an explainy video as we mark territory. I don't mind talking about like the behind the scenes stuff with YouTube. I just I hope y'all don't mind it as well, because like it's interesting for me to talk about, but I never know how interesting this kind of stuff is to, there it is, it's this den. I never know how interesting this kind of thing is to people who aren't like actively doing YouTube as well, because it's a little bit niche in some ways. Let's see. Yeah, it is interesting that there's extra packs in the custom hex colors. Let's see. Yeah, some of the design for Cattails is a little bit interesting. Like, I don't dislike it. It's just it blurs the line between fantasy and realism in an interesting way that's hard to navigate when you're dealing with animal characters. It's kind of a tricky niche to fit into, and it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. It's hard to blend elements like, you know, furniture customization and stuff with animals. It's a little bit of a design challenge. Let's see. Yeah, libraries are excellent. Libraries are great if you want to get into a series, but you don't have the... I keep thinking the new... Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Hang on a second, I'm gonna run this man down so that we can take a look at him. The coyotes have gotten a model update. It's a simple one, but you know, it still is a change. I'm just gonna zoom way out so that we can take a look at this guy. I keep thinking that they're like the dogs from Lost River. I did not get close enough. They still got kind of a funky looking snoot, but their models are a lot. They fit a lot better with the other animal models than the old ones did. It's definitely like the old kind of scuffed coyote is much beloved for nostalgia reasons, but I do think the new models fit quite well with the world. I think they look nice alongside the other animal models. But I keep thinking that they're the Lost River German Shepherds and being like, the heck, and doing like a double take as I'm running and then being like, oh yeah, the coyotes are new. Yeah, that's true. This is Territory Quest, and we can kind of... this is not the most interesting thing to watch long term. Are we gonna need an emoji for Hurricane? I do want to add more emojis. The challenge with emojis is it's helpful to have a defined expression that goes with them. And some characters have lent themselves to that more than others. I don't know if Hurricane has had a standout expression or something that that really feels like she would be most fitting for, so I'd love to have a Hurricane emoji at some point. We have to figure out what expression we want for her. The beaver den! Keep territory saved with 15 hexes just so you can skip it completely. When you can skip it when you are coming in from the end of an old year too. That is nice to start out with having some territory. That's kind of helpful too, but it doesn't help when you switch maps. But that is very, very valid. Let's see. They look so weird still. They still look funky. To be fair, coyotes kind of just are like that. Like if you look at some of the coyote pictures on the menu screens, like the loading screens from WolfQuest, some of them are freaking weird. Coyotes are funky little beasts, and they sometimes do just kind of look like that a little bit. Let's see. Hurricane in a storm. Oh, that would be cool. It's maybe a little bit hard to portray in pixel, but let's see. You didn't see a problem with the original model. I think it was... It was not a bad model. It was just a little bit of a dated model. Like, it had been around since the early days. I think it was the only one that didn't get revamped, because I know the Bears have gotten a new model change. I think, well, the Cougars are a more recent model to begin with. I don't know if they got an actual update or not, or the Foxes, but they were introduced later in 2.7 in the first place. So the Coyotes had just had like an old stock model from what I remember. Like, I'm pretty sure I've seen the Coyote model in like other Unity games. I think it was just like one of the simple stock models, and so I think that was probably part of why they wanted to replace it as well. It's something that's just a little bit more fleshed out. It wasn't to say it was a bad model, but it was a little bit more on the simple side, I guess. So we do need one for Frodo and Pixis. Yeah, Coyotes look like your dog. She's quite lanky. That's fair. Yeah, my childhood dog Sierra used to be pretty lanky. There was a point in time when we were wondering if she could have coyote blood, and I don't think she did. I think she had maybe more, because she was a German Shepherd mix, but I think she had maybe more Malinois on her. But she definitely had something that wasn't your classic German Shepherd, because she was really skinny, and like she was all muscle. She did not pack fat at all. She was lean as heck, but very, very strong. So she had something that was definitely not the typical Shepherd build. At least not like the classic show line. So, We don't know what she was mixed with. Still a mystery. Probably will be for the rest of time. But she was a good dog. What's your favorite NPC coat? Oh man, I think I really like the Blackfire one. I like Bronze Forehead. Is it Blackfire that's called? I don't know. It's one that I can recognize the pup coat for more easily than others. But I really like that one. I like a lot of the new gray ones. The new gray set is very, very good. Gosh dang it. I don't know if you guys can see this, but give me a second. There's a hole in the world. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, if this happens, you can just hit F11 and it'll pop up with something like this, and you can go ahead and let the team know that there's a hole in the world, which is what I'm gonna do really quickly here. There's a lot less bugs than there were, definitely, and a lot less little things like this, but, you know, even the most finished game, there's always going to be those, no matter how extensively you test a game, there's always going to be some weird little stupid thing that slips through just by virtue of, you know, there's a physical limit on how much... how much you can reasonably encounter within a testing period, and within, you know, like it's not possible to account for every possible situation ever. Sooner or later, someone will find something that is weird, and that's why I like that WolfQuest just straight up added in the feedback feature to the main game. It's a really smart thing to do, because it means that the entire player base can become temporary testers if need be. If something pops up, then they can send that right in. So, should name a pup Void because of this. Yep, we got a lot of the Puma glitch emotes. Gonna have to do that part 2 with Ezra, because yeah, the trend of that family line being weird as heck continued with him. You know, if they'll ever add baby carnivores, because the implications... Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we have baby bears, but, like, you technically can kill the baby bears, I suppose, but you're probably gonna get taken out by the mom before you ever have the chance. So... Okay, chill out. Chill out, I'm tired. Oh my goodness. Oh no, I'm upsetting people's dogs with my typing noises. Maybe Afghan hound because they're skinny and lanky. Maybe. She didn't really look like an Afghan hound to me. But, like, again, I don't know. She was, as far as I know, she was just like a desert dog that got caught and brought in as a puppy, I think. I have no idea, honestly, what her story was. We know she did have a previous owner. We got her at 6 months. But most of the dogs that end up in shelters or rescues out in, you know, the high desert of California are just pretty much taken as feral dogs out of the desert, I think, honestly. Because there's a surprising feral dog population out there. Like, you'll be driving around in the desert and you will just find not just coyotes. There are just straight up dogs living out there as well, just off in the wilds. So I assume that's where a lot of the shelter dogs come from. That's ominous. That's extremely ominous. But yeah, I assume that's probably where Sierra came from, because she kind of had that generic desert mutt look to her. There's a lot of shepherdy looking dogs that run around in the desert, and she very much fit in with that. So, you think I type so fast you have to look at the keyboard to type that fast. So I mentioned my typing a little bit in Tampa's episode, and I always feel weird talking about it because I don't want it to seem like a braggy thing, but it's also just such a bizarre fact about me, because I genuinely cannot tell you how I learned to type, and if I watch what I'm doing, I don't type in any sort of typically accepted way. In fact, I still primarily use 2 fingers. It does not make sense that typing like this is at all effective. It doesn't make sense that I can type at... I went and took a typing test after that episode just because I was curious, and I hit like 80 words per minute. And so I don't understand how any of this works out. And alright, bet. I don't understand how any of it works in the way that it does. Ah, we got the Molly's pack here. Okay. Well, time to meet the neighbors. Get out! Get off of me. But yeah, I don't really understand how any of that functions in any sort of a functional way. It doesn't make sense, and yet somehow it works, and it happened because I got tired of people asking me if I was AFK because I would take so long to compose a message, so I just learned to type, and I truly could not tell you how I did it. I don't even remember. I was just like, oh yeah, well, I'm gonna learn then, and then I did. And I wish I could do that on command, because it would make learning new skills so much easier, where that's the one time that I managed to pull something off like that. There we go. Alright. I'm gonna go claim the scent post. Let's see. Let me see here. You thought bears are immortal. The adult bears are, yeah. The babies, I'm pretty sure... I think they're not. I think they're not, but you're gonna be facing down with a mother grizzly who's trying to kill you the entire time, so it's maybe not technically immortal, but definitely not worth the hassle when you gain nothing. Oh yeah, oh frick, they're the Storm Chasers pack, right? It didn't automatically carry over, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they straight up will not die if you try to. I believe it's Storm Chasers. Rain's gonna go check. Maybe she was a Czech wolf dog. They look lanky too. Yeah, maybe she had a little bit of that look, so it's not impossible. I don't know. She definitely had the agouti fur as well. It wasn't just a typical saddle marking. It was like that banded light to dark fur with a lighter undercoat. She also would like blow her coat like a husky. So every summer she would have just tufts of this very pale, very dense undercoat coming off of her. She was honestly a mystery. So whatever she was, not typical German Shepherd. I think it's hilarious how you learn to type fast. And 2 fingers, yeah, I use mostly my index fingers, and then situationally I'll use the other fingers. I'll have to get a video of it at some point because it's weird as heck. And I really don't understand how it works the way that it does, let alone the fact that it works well. Yes, Storm Chasers. Alright, cool. We'll go ahead and we'll continue. I suppose we'll move to choose a den. We still gotta go around and look at different dens. But yep, time to throw the hands and chase off these hackers. Don't need to look at the keyboard and you're not using the traditionally accepted method. You can type really fast somehow. Yeah, I don't really know what because, like, goodness sakes, it's not that nobody tried to teach me. My poor mother went through so much grief trying to get me to type properly, and it just never stuck. So, I don't know what the logic between the behind the conventionally accepted typing method being, well, the conventionally accepted typing method is. I don't know, like, how that came to be, but unless there's, like, some sort of ergonomic reasoning behind it that I'm not privy to, it doesn't seem to be the only viable option. You've killed a bear cub on easy, but only on easy. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's not worth it. You gain nothing from it, so it's purely violence for the sake of violence. It's one of those things that you can do, but why, though? You have a husky timber wolf mix. Wow, wolf dogs are definitely an interesting topic. Like, there's a lot of nuance to be had there that I don't have the chance to get into. So they have very cool appearances, but they're also definitely not beginner dogs. You definitely need to be aware of what you're doing if you're gonna have a wolf dog, and I don't recommend them for most people, but they are pretty cool. Oh, you're thinking of multiplayer. Yeah, multiplayer could probably kill a bear cub more easily. Oh my goodness. Yeah, bragging rights, I suppose. Killing a bear cub is something this form would do. Oh, goodness sakes, yeah. Yeah, alright, we've got 4 dens. I want to go poking around looking for more. I don't entirely remember where all of them are, but I think there's some that are further up than we thought. How low can you get adults? I think in the old game, at least, it stopped at like a quarter, but I don't know if it's lower in 3 or not. Oh, yeah, I see. Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, I don't look at the keyboard when I type anymore. Sometimes I'll get my hand offset by a key and create an absolutely incomprehensible message, and then I have to look at my keyboard to reset my hands. Pronghorn, but apart from that initial positioning, like, I don't look at the keyboard while I'm typing. So the way that I go about this baffles me and everyone else, but somehow it's effective. The Swarm is not good for the WolfQuest economy. I feel really bad for the WolfQuest devs because the Swarm makes things work that shouldn't, and we don't really play the game the way that it's intended to be played. It's just maximum chaos every time, and it's fun as heck. But I hope the devs aren't like watching us play these community events and just like shaking their heads. I sometimes worry a little bit about that. Oh my goodness. This YouTube video 2.5 where they managed to kill a bear and its health got to 0, just sunk in the ground. That sounds about right. Swarm is a swarm and rules are made to be broken. Yeah. I suppose if anything, it's a stress test. Like, the Pronghorn are very effective at what they're designed for. They're designed to be fast and hard to catch, and in single player that works exactly as intended. It falls to shreds when you have 6 to 7 wolves charging them from different directions and latching on and just dragging them down like a bunch of lions with a wildebeest. Like, it just it falls to pieces. It it does not hold up when all 6 players are really smart and use tactics for the greater good. So, oh yeah, here's another den somewhere around here. Swarm will stop at nothing. They have an undying hunger and thirst. At this point, the Swarm is just a force of nature in and of its own self. The Swarm is the YouTube community event pack, by the way, that plays in the sub server. So again, I think I mentioned that earlier. That's open to subscribers on Twitch, YouTube channel members, and Patreon supporters. We play community events, not quite monthly, but often, hopefully most months, when I'm not on break, and sometimes when I am. We do lots of fun chaos and generally just creating havoc for an hour at a time. I'm not gonna claim this den, I just want to discover it. Alright, added to the world. No, I don't want, not now. No, not yet. But I just want to discover. But yeah, the Discord is open to all those who are supporting the channel through various means as a thank you for doing so. There's no way no one can catch these Pronghorn to bear the Swarm. Think again. Yeah, the Swarm is not bound by the laws of physics at this point, is the only conclusion that I can come to regarding the Swarm. Through the power of raw spite and chaos, the Swarm achieves things that should not be possible. Are we gonna pick a den this stream? Yes, I just want to find more of them. Like, I want to get to the point of seeing the pups. We probably have to do that soon. Be thinking about what den you want. We're gonna have too many to make a proper poll out of, probably. But I'm just mostly trying to explore more of them because we haven't been on Amethyst Early before yet. So, den names are open. Nice. I mean, tough to catch Pronghorn. It's super easy, purely inconvenience. If you catch them in the right circumstances, then they don't have the health points to be very difficult to bring down. What they have is the speed, so in ordinary circumstances they are quite challenging, but under the right circumstances they are not. Glitchy Avenue. Oh my goodness, that's a den name. I think bears and moose are the only thing the Swarm hasn't killed yet. We still do have to do a moose hunt. Moose have not been a very worthwhile form of violence for the Swarm up until this point. I feel like I'm gonna have to start steering away from territory challenges into hunting challenges, though, because the swarm inevitably sidetracks into just violence. And so territory doesn't get claimed because the swarm just wants to kill. So I feel like I need to set up another scoring system, because I feel like the swarm has excelled the most at the challenges that were centered around bringing down the most of one type of creature in a certain given time period. I'm not letting you guys do a bison challenge, though. That's the one thing I refuse. I will not allow the swarm to do a bison challenge. We can do 1 or 2 hunts in the events, but I do not want to do another event purely centered on bison. That after that challenge pack run, all of us were pretty much just like, never again. Never again. It was fun while it lasted. We did not want to do it again. We decided to switch challenges. We were not gonna do like 6 seasons of that. The meme names are very, very good. Hello, welcome to the stream. Oh my goodness. Let me see, here we go. Can we hunt bears or cougars then? Goodness sakes. I mean, the bears are not gonna get you any points if they are immortal. I suppose cougars would be on the table just by virtue of being huntable. Are they an efficient kill? No. Also, I'm not giving you points for killing wilburs. It's not it's not okay. Gonna take away points for every wilbur that dies during each of the swarm streams. Oh my goodness. So, yep. Oh, hi. Speaking of violence... Oh yeah, you were asking me about my favorite NPC coat. Get over here. This one. I like this one quite a lot. I do like this one quite a lot. That's one of my favorites. I also really like the new gray ones. Get out of here. Get out of here, though. You might be pretty, but that's not gonna earn you points in this case. You can still go. You can still leave. We live here now. Our territory. Get out. You're gonna get an event dedicated to achieving negative. It's not golf! What do you think it is? Frickin' golf? We're not playing golf. We're wolves. They can't hold golf clubs. You feed Wilbur. Oh my goodness. Maybe I'll give you points for feeding Wilbur. The one kindness we achieve is feeding Wilbur. Goodness. Ow! Let go, you ding dong. Get off of me! Pecker. Oh, I'm out of stamina. Alright, I gotta... Or I think it might be 1M who has the... Cease! Alright, who is it who is hurt? Not 4M. Nope, not 4M. I want 1... No, 1M is not that hurt, actually. Stop this! We might actually have to leave. Unfortunately. Might have to happen. Alright, we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna... Oh, we're running deeper into the territory. Get off me, you jerk! We're gonna go across. And we're going to be sneaky. We're gonna use our wits. And we will triumph in doing so. Alright. Ding dong is such a good insult. I like it because it's evocative of a doorbell ringing and no one's home. And that's... Oh, okay, we're gonna have to sneak back over. I like it because it implies that you're ringing the doorbell and no one's answering. That makes it objectively funnier in my book. You're scared to see what would happen if Lynx would join the swarm. Goodness. Just have the Ayu crew that... On the one hand, I'd love to do that. On the other hand, we barely would have enough players who'd be able to do that. However, it would be very fun. Alright, where is... Okay, right here. See quickly. Gonna try to claim as much as we can before they attack us. They're on their way. Okay, now we run. Oh, are you thinking you're gonna chase us into our territory? No, you're not. You're not. Oh yeah, they are thinking they're gonna chase us into our territory. Yeah, you better run, that's right. We own this hex, and we're gonna own yours now, too. Ha ha ha. Alright. Away they go. We've tricked them. An Ice Swarm crossover event. My gosh, that'd be the most chaotic possible thing. Oh my goodness. Oh, is Link's in the stream? Is Link's in the stream? No, not at the moment. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, occasionally the IU crowd pops into the streams and says hi. Doorbell's ringing, but nobody's home. Yep, that's exactly what happened here. Alright. Oh, I guess we already did post this. Yeah, the Swarm is the community pack from the sub-server. They really like violence, and also apparently PvP. We got some good den names. Oh, that's a coyote. Hello. Got some good den names coming in. Alright, I suppose we will wrap up soon here. So, I guess we've got these dens. Which of these, I'll just do like a casual poll in chat because it takes a long time to set up actual polls. Which of these dens are we gravitating towards? Just kind of generally describe the area you want to go towards. 5 den names, so you're gonna close this, they fit in 1 den poll. Sounds good. Oh, there's another nearby den. Or maybe the area here, yeah. If you remember what the dens are like which den is in which place, then you can kind of describe that, or you can kind of describe it by its location on the map. Either way works. Do you like the beaver den? Most northern den. Okay, we have that one as well. I'm trying to find where this den is. Somewhere around here. Right? Oh, it's probably down this way then. Tree den or the beaver den. A lot of people are liking the beaver den. Beaver den or tree. Oh yeah, we can actually get some of the collectibles here in Amethyst too. One without eagles. We're very split on the whole beavers, on whether beavers are a good thing or a bad thing. They're very split on that in the chat right now. Alright, I'm trying to find just so that we have this den. Oh, up here. I see the sense now. I see the sense. There we go. Not this one. Rain, do you want to set up a... Or is it easy for you to set up the polls? Because I don't know if you have access to the poll setter upper that I do. So let me see. A lot of people, I think, are liking the beaver den, so we'll try to go for the beaver den, I think. Yeah, you can do it. Okay, awesome. Neat. Thank you. Because we'll go for the beaver den then. Beaver den is open. Oh no! Well, I still think we had the most votes for the beaver den, so I think we're gonna go for the beaver den first. But, you know, we might move around. And there are a lot of good dens in that area. Hello, bunny. This will be the den name poll, yes. So whatever the 5 den names that we have are. That way I don't have to tab over to it. And then we'll be naming the pups next time. Considering that beavers could be the reason Lost River is abandoned. Yeah, the mutant beavers. And apparently the mutant wolves at this point too, considering Ezra. And frickin' Peregrine's family line that apparently comes from Lost River and is mutated because of it now. Oh no, we still got a little bit left, but I'm glad you were able to join us while you could. But yeah, we've been posting the archive to the 2nd channel. That should be caught up by the time that we're back, hopefully. We're pretty close to the end of the backlog there, so by the time we start streaming on here again, not next week, not the week after, but the week after that, then we should be caught up on there. Well, because the beavers are super irritating. Yeah, we do have, yep, of course, Floppy Moose as well, our beloved mutant moose. Oh my goodness. Alright, where is... Okay, it's not this one. A little bit further this way. Like over here. This den, I think, is this den. Den poll is up. Alright, we'll have our name there soon. Thank you for setting that up, Rain. All right. We are very tired and very hungry. Oh, Typhoon has got a hair. How long have you been carrying that, buddy? I'm so sorry. Oh no. He just looked up at me like, have we stopped to eat? We are pretty tired and pretty hurt, but I think we'll recover when the pups get here, so that's why I'm not too worried about it right now. Because that's gonna be a bit of a time skip. All right. We have den. We'll name that soon. Oh, it is an open den. Den tree. Is that the name is tree? The den the name is okay. Just wanted to make sure. Awesome. So the beaver den tree. All right. There we go. That's the name. I just wanted to make sure because a lot of people were saying tree den like for the den to pick. Oh shoot, we have to pick age perks too. All right, we're gonna do that. We'll do that quickly. Just real quick without setting up an actual poll because these are kind of a pain in the butt. Like, what overall? Like, what's the consensus on what perks? Can we have a consensus on what perks we want to pick? Where do you live? Tree, like in a tree? No, tree. Yes, exactly, Forest. Oh, hello, Evie. Evie time. Evie woke up from her nap. No good memory. Evie's here. All the bottom ones. Anything but good memory. Evie. Territorial might. Hello, Evelyn. Oh, she's so heavy. This cat is like an absolute chunker. I found out that Evie is like, and not just Evie, but all of my family's cats have been absolutely tremendous. Cause like, you know, I have friends who have cats. I'm like, oh, how big are your cats? And they're like, oh, they're 10 pounds, they're 8 pounds. I'm like all of my cats have been 12 pounds or over. Like most of them just naturally. Evie's a little chubby. We're working on that, but like I have not had a cat that's under 12 pounds in like my entire life that I remember pretty much. All of my family cats have just been absolutely gargantuan. Not all of them are even fat. Some of them are just bulky. Like they're just very large cats. And even Evie is like, I think she should be still like 12 pounds probably. She's a very big cat in comparison apparently. All right, anyway, so people are saying strength, stamina, strength and health, maybe 2 blue and strength. Where you're just kind of saying which ones that we like. We need an Evie emoji. I do want an Evie emoji. Okay, territory and strength. A lot of people like territorial might. I'm seeing a lot for that. A lot of people like strength. I'm seeing a lot for that as well. Let's see. Territorial might. So I think territorial might... Oh, you do need to... Okay, you are setting it up, but you need to know which one to exclude. Okay, so I think everybody is saying exclude good memory, so let's do the other ones then. Thank you for setting that up again. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's just funny to me, like, the dichotomy of cat sizes, because I just, like, you know, there is a range, but it was funny to me to realize that apparently my family has had exclusively very large cats. Polls up, pick 3, okay. So we do have an official poll, thank you, Rain. These ones are a little bit more challenging, so you can vote for your top options. Nobody's choosing health. Alright, I'll see which ones these are. Yeah, good memory. I kind of wish that it wasn't like a choosable perk. I kind of wish it was just something that you had. Like, I like the concept of it, but I usually don't feel like it's worth competing with other perks for, I guess. Yeah, and I know where the dens are as well. Like, at some point, you still just memorize them. Okay. So, strength, territorial might, youthful prowess, all tight. Awesome! I don't even have to click. Alright, so these ones... and strength. Awesome. Thank you for setting that up, Rain, and thank you to everyone who voted. We'll go ahead and we will advance to age 5. It's fine. We get 3 perks. Oh, we'll have 3 pups, too! Oh, babies, I don't remember what designation numbers they need to have. We'll do that next time. And don't let me forget that we need to do this for next time. We'll update them because I don't remember what number puppies we're on. This dude doesn't have a great diversity score. I don't remember what it is, but I can check. Oh yeah, 2 stars. Okay, so that makes sense. I think they're both gray. 4F and 5M. Oh, okay. So we're on 4F or we've had 4F and 5M. Yeah, the wobbly babies. We can't see them from this angle. The pupper time. We've had. All right, so let me update that then really quickly. All right. Oh, Abby, goodness sakes. All right, 4F, so we're on 5F. And 6 and 7M. Abby's leaving me. She's gonna go complain that she's hungry. What did you have for the polo 3-way tie? How many pups did you have then? 3. Yeah, exactly. Look at the little babies. Oh, they've all got kind of that timbery look to them. And there's Typhoon. He just ran over 5F. No, Typhoon, don't bowl over your daughter. No. 5F is little. Oh, is she? Oh, she is. She's definitely a run. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize she's so small and her father just ran her over. Typhoon, no. Dad of the year. Oh yeah, 5F is absolutely a run. Like, there's no doubt about it. This poor girl. Just imagining her coming out of the den and then Typhoon just booms. Just knocks her face first in the dirt on the way out. Like, sir, no. Sir, no. At least she's little. At least she's able to duck better. But goodness sakes, sir. Oh my goodness, he sure does live up to his name. How big is she? She is 3.4 pounds compared to 4.8 and 5.1. So she's tiny. I'm walking here. How did you get that bump on your head, my dad? Oh my goodness. Oh. That brings back like a childhood story. And like, please understand, I do not blame my mother for this in the slightest. I love my mom. My mom is great. But I was like a short little 3rd grader circa the time that this happened, and we had a minivan. And I was not known for being a quiet child. I really wasn't. Normally, I announced my presence with non-stop talking. Blame the ADHD. Normally, I was a very vocal child who indicated that I was there long before it became relevant. However, on this occasion, I did not. And I also was not a very observant child, and so I did not realize when I walked into my mother that she was closing the trunk of our minivan. It did not slam on its own. You had to slam it with all of your might. And so I walked up just in time to get decked. I don't think I ended up with a concussion, but I did have to sit out a PE that day. My poor mom felt terrible. I was just sad that I didn't get to go run around. I was fine. I mean, I walked it off eventually, but yeah. I did get bonked, and I don't know if my mom sees these streams usually. If you're watching this, I love you, Mom. It was absolutely not her fault. I was like maybe elbow height at that age, and she did not see me at all, and I did not announce my presence at all. It was just one of those things that kind of happened, but I still laugh about it. I find it funny. So no true harm done. Can we name her Bump? Oh no. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oof. Yeah. Reminds me of TikTok, so people try to close the fridge. Oops, their cat is there. No! You got to miss PE class, so you wouldn't have cared. That's fair. I was homeschooled, but we had like a homeschool co-op PE group, so it was a good chance for the parents to get a little bit of break and the kids to get some exercise. So I still had PE class once a week. It was mostly a fun PE class. I didn't like the running. But we would do, like, 6 to 8 weeks of team sports, and we'd switch between sports. And so I liked some of those sports. I liked dodgeball and basketball. I had one year where I was really cracked at dodgeball, and it never happened again. But I also really liked basketball, and of course that was the time that I sprained my ankle, and I was older for that one. I was in high school at that point, and I did not want to miss out on basketball, even though I sprained my freaking ankle. And the PE teacher was like, "Jay, if you can't go on the run, you cannot play basketball." And so I said, "All right, bet." And I took off, and I was limping. I could not run. I made it like maybe 20 feet down the path. He was like, "Jay, no, go sit out." So I was salty that it happened during basketball. I was like, why couldn't it have been kickball? I hated kickball. Oh my goodness. Your cats know how to open the fridge. Oh my gosh. Thankfully, I don't think Evie is conscious of the fridge. She is, however, conscious of her food and that it lives on the counter, and every once in a while she'll jump up there and scream at her food bin. In 5th grade, you tripped over nothing, fell on the pavement. It was embarrassing. No! I feel that, because when I mentioned I sprained my ankle. It wasn't playing basketball. It was jump roping. We had to do exercise jump rope, and I was bad at it. That's certifiably one of the worst ways that I could have sprained my ankle. It was very stupid. So I feel that. I am fully capable of wounding myself by doing absolutely nothing. Oh, goodness. Anyway, I think we're going to go ahead and wind this up with sports injury stories and and cat stories. But I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this up here for today, because I actually got to get going. Yeah, cats are smart and use that for crimes. They absolutely do. I'll have to tell you guys about my parents' cat at some point, because he is the smartest cat that I have ever met. And he absolutely uses it for mischief. Buddy likes to do crimes. Sometimes. He's a good boy, but sometimes he likes to do crimes. But we'll have to talk about Buddy another day. I'm going to go ahead. We will leave this off here for today, so thank you guys so much for joining us, for coming back to the streams. Pretty big turnout for returning, but we will be taking a couple weeks break here again because I'm going to be busy. So we will be back on, I think it's the 26th, the Wednesday of that week. So we'll be back at the same time from 4 to 5 p.m. Central Time. We'll be back here playing more WolfQuest, continuing Hurricane Story, and naming the puppers. So be thinking of your names and be ready to send those in the next time. But for now, we'll go ahead and leave this off here for today. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube, and to drop a follow at twitch.tv/JayZX535 so that you can see when we're next going live and have the chance to join in and participate in these streams if you so desire to. But I will see you guys next time. I hope you've enjoyed. Until then, this is Jay, over and out.